What if we have been misunderstanding the mustard seed? We often hear Jesus say, if you have the faith as small as a mustard seed, and we think Jesus is saying I only need a tiny amount of faith. But what if that wasn't the point? What if Jesus wasn't teaching us about small faith, but about faith that starts small and becomes unstoppable? Stay with me because this could completely change the way you look at your faith. When Jesus used the mustard plant or seed as an illustration, his listeners already understood what a mustard plant represented. It was known for being fast growing and spreading. Jesus wasn't simply saying, look how small the seed is. He was pointing his listeners towards what happens when that seed is planted. It grows, it spreads, it becomes something far greater than you could see at the beginning. I think there's a powerful lesson for us today, because sometimes we look at our faith and we say, my faith isn't strong enough. I don't know enough scripture. I don't pray enough. I still have doubts. I don't feel courageous enough to take that next step. But perhaps you're measuring your faith by the wrong thing. You're looking at the size of the seed instead of what happens when you plant it. It grows. Faith is not about feeling fearless. Faith doesn't mean you never feel afraid. Faith means you move while trusting God, even when fear is present. Faith can look like making that phone call, starting that business, forgiving someone, or walking away from what God has told you to leave. Saying yes to an opportunity that scares you, or praying again when you prayed about it 100 times already. Taking one more step when you cannot see the whole staircase. That's mustard seed faith. Not because this step is insignificant, but because God can multiply what you are willing to surrender to Him. The mountain. Jesus said that faith like a mustard seed could move mountains. Maybe your mountain right now isn't a physical mountain. Maybe it's fear of rejection or death, or the belief that you're not good enough. Today, I want you to ask yourself, what would I do differently if I actually trusted God? Not tomorrow, today. What is the next step? Because faith doesn't always give you the entire map. Sometimes faith simply gives you enough courage to take the next step. The application. So how do you live mustard seed faith? Number 1, you pray. Talk to God about things you are afraid of. Number 2, trust. Even when you cannot see how it's going to work out. And then number 3, act. Faith requires movement. Take the step God is putting in front of you. And number 4, keep growing. Don't expect your faith to look tomorrow the way it looks today. Your faith grows through obedience, challenges and disappointment, answered prayers, and even seasons where you feel like God is silent. So maybe today you don't need more faith. Maybe you need to plant the faith you already have. That tiny prayer, that tiny yes, that tiny step, that decision to trust God one more time. Because you may be looking at the seed while God is looking at the tree. You may be looking at where you are today while God is looking at what your obedience becomes. So don't despise the small beginnings. Plant it, water it, nurture it, trust God with it, and watch what He does with your mustard seed. Ready to grow in faith? Subscribe to the Honest Minute with Rishani Meyer and take that next step with God.